This is a video you're going to want to watch in its entirety.
Kevin sold everything.
What changed? You've sold pretty much your whole portfolio.
Why would he sell out? Does he know that we don't know?
This is going to be the hardest post ever.
There's an opportunity to time a transition from the top half of the cycle to the bottom half of the cycle.
Kevin never just randomly just calls me to talk.
Believe that the market is going to fall substantially.
Kevin.
Meet Kevin.
I'm going to try to time the market and buy back in when our fear catalysts begin to evaporate.
I believe that there is substantial pain still ahead of us.
He sold out of everything, so that seems like more of a gambling decision.
It's either going to age incredibly well or terribly. I'm turning into a little and selling.
I've sold over 99% of my stock holdings.
Good morning. Hello. Konnichiwa. Bonjour. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of the Potato Pod. So in this episode, this one's going to be a little bit different because we've actually had some YouTube drama that's been going on for quite a while here that we're going to talk about in this video. Before we get to the content itself, if you guys are enjoying these podcasts, if you're enjoying these videos, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. That really does help us out in a massive way. That really does help us push this content to an entire new audience and just continue to grow. Anyway, so we're not going to waste any time here. This video is probably not going to be overly long, so we're just going to get right into it here because this was a reaction video I wanted to make. So for anyone that follows finance YouTube in any sort of way, you guys know there's been some sort of drama, some tension building over the last couple of months here. And it all really started with Meet Kevin. While all long-term investors are always going to have different opinions on, I guess you can say, different asset classes, maybe different stocks, whatever the case may be, one of the common principles that everyone universally always agree on and is more of a uniform point of view is to buy and hold. Buy and hold. You buy that cheese and you hang on to that cheddar as long as you possibly can. But about 3 months ago, Meet Kevin came out and he said that he decided he was selling all of his stocks, as you guys could probably tell by the intro.
Have sold over 99% of my stock holdings.
And he's making a $20 million bet on the market, or he made a $20 million bet on the market rather, that stocks were going to continue to decline for all of the reasons he listed in that public service announcement. And there was just a lot more pain for the market to come. And then about a month ago, he posted a video titled Meet Kevin Played You. And what we're going to do in this video, you and I are actually going to watch that video together. And then once we're done, I'm going to give my thoughts on this video and this reaction itself. And I'm going to talk about why Meet Kevin is in the wrong, regardless of whether he is right, which it seems like he was right, the market did have more pain ahead, or if he was wrong and the market just kept going up and up and up. Now, keep in mind, Meet Kevin has already gotten back in the market. And he said he saved, I think he said about $6 million he saved by selling where he did and getting back in when he did. Obviously, hindsight 2020, we all could have done that, but timing the market just is not worth it, in my opinion. I feel like it's just too difficult. There's too many things that can go wrong. There's too many factors that go into play. Again, hindsight, what was I thinking? Why didn't I just sell there and buy back in here? It doesn't work like that, obviously, because you don't know when the market's going to turn. You don't know when it's going to bottom. You don't know when it's going to peak. It's just next to impossible to put all that stuff together. But anyway, we're going to watch this video, and then, like I said earlier, I'm going to talk about why he is wrong, regardless any way you cut it. And play.
I've sold 99.15% of my stocks and of my entire crypto portfolio. I expect more fear to get priced into this market between January 25th and March 16th.
Guys, Kevin might have the biggest mental breakdown of his life.
And so I plan to re-enter the market very suddenly.
Your whole portfolio, it's essentially a speculative gamble.
So in case you haven't heard, the most popular stock market YouTuber on the internet just sold everything.
I'm turning into a little and selling. Until fear and uncertainty goes away, I think we will keep seeing red.
He could be destroyed and left behind.
I'm still not selling everything and waiting it out.
Meet Kevin selling off his entire $20 million portfolio with the expectation that things are about to get a whole lot worse over the next few months.
Deep breath, Kevin. You done screwed up, boy. The biggest bull market is here.
Don't panic, don't sell.
Meet Kevin is a total freaking hypocrite.
Freaking booming economy. This is not a bad economy. People are loaded with cash.
He sold out of everything, sold out of all his stocks, sold out of cryptos, and has even went short the market now, he says.
Money is made the longer you stay in the market.
So obviously Meet Kevin has upset a lot of people.
And then 6 weeks later, other people start flip-flopping.
The world has fundamentally changed, and with a powerless Fed, as explained in my last video, it's my belief a recession will come.
So I think it's about time that we address a topic that I'm sure a lot of us have considered, and that would be an upcoming recession.
All I'm advising is for you to hold off investing. The risk to reward is not worth it.
Meanwhile, I go shopping.
Well, that was 3 minutes of my life I'll never get back.
And it's gone.
Anyway, that video was pretty solid. As a content creator, I can also appreciate the amount of editing that went into that video. But at the same time, even though Meet Kevin made all this money, or saved all this money rather, by selling where he did and buying back in, the issue is, regardless, he's still wrong and he's still at fault. So I've got two major reasons here. So when he made this video, first off, he was essentially, the way I looked at it, he was counting his chickens before they hatched. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, Meet Kevin was talking about how he saved all this money by selling out when he did and buying back in, and he didn't have to worry about his portfolio tanking and seeing all that red because his, I guess, cash that he had in his portfolio still held that value without holding those assets that were just moving around and having to deal with all that volatility. That's fine. Like, congratulations, that's completely fine on all accounts. But at the end of the day, the stock market still opens on Monday. What I'm trying to say here is the market could still have so much more to fall. It might not. This could very well be the end. Like, the day you are watching this video could very well be the bottom. It's very, very possible. But at the same time, you don't know that. So the fact that you're coming out and bragging about this, the fact that you're publicly saying that you were right and that you were able to play everyone, I guess you could say, it just doesn't overly sit well with me because you never know what's going to happen. You know how many times in sports you've seen some team get up by a massive score and you just see them blowing it in the end? Falcons fans? You know what I mean. I mean, I think it would be one thing if he made that first video about him selling out and making that $20 million bet and making a video on this date that just explained why he was buying back into the market rather than putting together this creative editorial piece, I guess we can call it, and I guess bragging or showboating in someone's face. That's a completely different story. But I just personally don't like how he, and this was over a month ago that he posted this. I know this is a very late reaction video, but I just don't like how he decided to use his platform to showboat in that manner. Because then if he was wrong about the time he bought back in and the market continues to dip and dip and dip, there's going to be a lot of people that just come at him in the comment section, which he had a hard time dealing with, by the way. He actually had to disable comments for quite a long time. He had a hard time with the comment section before, so if the market continues to tank, I don't know if he is gonna have that same issue or if he's not gonna have that same issue, but it's a very real concern, a real possibility that he definitely could have that issue. Second, and this is probably the more important part, is his brand. So Kevin obviously started off on the real estate side of things, and then he started dabbling into the stock market, and then he made a lot of money off of Tesla, and his net worth just completely skyrocketed, and he just became stupid rich in a very small amount of time, which good for him. But at the same time, when he started to build his brand and he started to build, I guess, more of a stock market following, he always told people that they're weenie babies. That's his thing. Like, if you get paper hands and you sell to the market and the market's going down and you become a victim of this volatility and you become a victim of Wall Street and these market manipulations and however else you want to phrase it, if you sell out, then you're a weenie baby. And basically he's saying a lot of the stuff you hear me and a lot of other finance YouTubers talk about. There's no reason to sell out. Just buy and hold. Buy the dip and hold for years and years, especially if you're younger, if you're under 40, especially if you're under 30, never mind if you're under 20. Just buy companies you like or buy assets you like at great valuations and just continue to hold them for years and years and years, and eventually you're going to get paid out astronomically over time. But the problem with this is he's been preaching that for a couple of years now, and then he decided to sell out of everything.
Weenie babies.
So all those people that have been, I guess, taking his advice,
Weenie babies.
even though it's not financial advice, are looking at him and they're like, dude, what the f? And rightfully so. This is where it all goes back to practice what you preach. Imagine if you play in the NFL and your coach gives you a curfew the night before a playoff game, let's say, and he says you got to be in bed by this time, lights out by this time, you got a good night's sleep, etc., etc., etc. Humor me for this. But then the coach goes out partying all night, he's super hungover for the game next day, and he is so mentally drained and mentally lost that he just cannot coach. Would you say that he seems a little hypocritical? I would think yes. And this is similar to the situation and how I'm viewing Meet Kevin right now at this point in time. He gives all these pieces of advice, not financial advice, to all these different people, all these people that are paying money to him for all of this material, and he just goes against the grain and does the exact opposite of what he's been preaching for years now. And even though he said, don't do what I do what I say, not what I do, the fact is actions speak louder than words at the end of the day. So you can say you're a really hard worker, but if you aren't working hard and you're not making progress on whatever it is you're working on, are you really that hard of a worker? Probably not. And I think that analogy fits well here. And the thing that really sucks about this for Kevin is that I think a lot of people, myself included, I didn't really watch him too much to begin with. I just know this big YouTube drama piece has been really blowing up everywhere, and I know he's, I don't want to say cut ties with some of the finance YouTubers, but I know some people aren't the fondest of him right now, I guess we can put it. So I did a little digging into it, and yeah, I would not, if I was a follower of him, I would have a hard time really, I guess, trusting his opinion from here on out. Mainly because, like I just said, actions speak louder than words. So I just don't trust him. I don't trust the brand. And honestly, he will never have my business. He's never had my business. But now after this, it's hard for me to imagine wanting to support him and give him money after he put out all this content and material describing everything in a certain way, and then he just went the exact opposite way. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I know this one was a little bit shorter, but this was just a different style of video I wanted to try out and react and kind of give my thoughts and opinions on this entire situation that's really been going on for the past couple of months now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that video with me. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe as always, and we will be back next week. So thanks again, guys, and until next time.